Welcome everyone to another interview with one of our fabulous, beautiful clients. Here we have Susanne with us today. I'm super, super excited to do this interview with you, for you to share your story, for you to share your experience in the REWIRED program, and just to hear about your transformation and your insights and your takeaways. So Susanne, welcome. Thank you for showing up here today. And why don't you begin by introducing yourself?
Okay, thanks for having me. So my name is Susanne Grimm, and I am working in a corporate big company as in middle management, and I have joined Fernanda's program, or your program, because I just was overworked. I ended up with a burnout, and I got a big knock on my confidence. And I thought I need to do something to get out of this faster, so that I can be myself again.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what that was like. Like what, if you talk about that burnout and that experience and wanting to get out of it, like what specifically were you hoping to solve by working with us?
So the main goal for me was to gain confidence back, and to believe in myself that I have more in me, because I used to believe that before the burnout, but I just this being overwhelmed and working so much and without the right outcome just showed me, with my body actually shutting down, showed me that it wasn't the right way, and I needed to change the view of myself, really, and the way how I start working. So the main goal for me was gaining confidence, but also dealing with core beliefs, changing my thinking, how I go about things, just becoming a more resilient person.
Yeah. And because to what you're speaking to, and I think this is super valuable, it's not for everyone listening, because you're speaking to the core here, your thinking, and again, your confidence, because when we are burnt out, there's usually also it's crippling self-doubt. We are tired and exhausted, and it's just like a compounding effect of a lot of insecure thinking that drives the overworking, over delivering, overdoing, overcompensating, that completely brings us into a burnout state. Before you came into the program, what have you tried that didn't work, and what shifted for you to understand that it is my state of mind that I need to put attention on, and not maybe changing job or everything else? What shifted for you?
So in the past I have used coaching, which I always found helpful, but I didn't really see it didn't work for me really, because it was practical, and in the short run I had some changes or some wins, but it didn't really change anything like deep inside. I also had psychological support due to the burnout, to go through what happened. Didn't find that helpful at all. And so I was looking for something else that can help me, because I knew that I need support.
And tell us then, you joined the REWIRED program, and what changed then? What was different?
I think one of the main things for me was the being surrounded by so many beautiful, kind, loving women, sharing so openly about their fears, their challenges, their successes. And it just, for me, it made me feel so part of a group, belonging, and feeling normal again. that I'm not alone.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously the whole work that we are doing, it just brought me closer to being aware. What am I actually thinking? Is this helpful?
Yeah.
No. Most of the time, my thinking wasn't helpful.
Yeah.
It was just push.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I can start breathing. I can step back. I'm just like, aha, this is what I'm thinking now. Is this helpful? No. Swap. And I'm not successful all the time in doing that. It takes a lot of work and awareness.
Yeah.
But I have made huge steps.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because I think for everyone listening, this is incredibly valuable. And because here's the thing, right? Traditional therapy or maybe other types of coaching also talk about like thinking and, you know, what's going on within you. But what about the rewired method specifically then helped you finally like rethink your thinking? Yeah. What would you say to someone who's like, yeah, but I've tried that, it doesn't work? Like, what would you say would be, well, what is different then?
Firstly, it gives tools. For me, it's good to have tools that I can use and that I can hold on to. Consistency, like you do it, like I found the 3 S's, for example, super helpful. It's very simple. I don't know how to describe this, but what helped me the most is really like going layer by layer by layer deep inside me and don't just scratch the surface. And by having regular coaching sessions with the group and individually, it helped me to come from one layer to the deeper layer, to really figure out what is actually the core issue. Because a lot of times I was only up on the surface and I didn't realize that is actually not it. That is just a cover up.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I think it was the combination of the coaching bringing me closer to what my challenges are, but then also having tools, regular tools every day that I can use and bring me to a better version of myself every day.
Yeah. I love that. And exactly that, to your point, Susanne, this is what I always say. We want to go really deep and straight to the core. Like there's no fluff. There's no, it's not superficial at all. I mean, really that is like ripping the Band-Aid off and like, okay, let's really look at you. What are your patterns? Like the mirror truth, which can be also very confronting, uncomfortable. Oh, like now I have to really do the work. Oh yeah. Exactly. But that's also where the shift finally happens. And we finally get to work on what's really, really going on beneath the surface, which you obviously did in such a beautiful way. What would you say then? What has changed then? What have you learned about yourself then so far in your journey? How have you grown?
If there's one thing that sticks out is the awareness.
Yeah.
Like you talk about dog mind and those archetypes of victimhood and child. And I identified with this very much. And so now what has changed mostly is when I am in a business meeting, when I am in a conversation with my partner, when I am in a fight with my daughter, then I am aware of where I stand, from where am I acting? And then when I notice, here I am in my victim mode, then I can catch myself and either change it right then and there. If it's not possible because I'm too emotional, then I can observe it later and then correct it. So that's one of the biggest changes. And another one is self-doubt. Constantly, when this thought comes up, am I good enough? Am I good as the others? Comparing. I notice it now. I notice when I do it. And then I feel like, don't do that.
Yeah.
And that is really, really helpful, especially in the work environment for me.
Yeah. Amazing. And also that builds some of the confidence you were talking about earlier. Yeah. Because again, we have the primitive part of the brain is eroding confidence constantly, like doubting, all the self-doubt, and really crippling, creating a lot of, very, very low levels of self-confidence, which again, like shifting into higher levels of thinking brings on a lot of confidence and regaining your inner power. I'm curious about one thing. What is one piece of advice that you feel like you've received from working with us that has changed your approach of work, maybe life in general?
I think for me, it is perseverance. If you want to change, you must do the work.
Yeah.
Because I had phases during the course that I thought, okay, I don't need to do this. I don't have time.
Yeah.
But if I don't do it, it's not changing.
Yeah.
And the moments when you do something on a regular basis, then you start seeing changes. So that's the one piece of advice. Don't just take it in. You must do it.
Yeah. Excellent. Yes. And so crucial, and I think for everyone watching this interview as well. This is what I always say, like, you have got to rewire your brain on your own. I can't do it for you. And it's like you're saying, we have to do the work. It's very an integration. So it doesn't just stay on an intellectual level, but that we really, really integrate that into the fiber of our being on a cellular level, where they're, again, like from changing neural pathways demands mental work. Not going to happen on its own.
Yeah. And it isn't easy. It's like everything that needs change, but I can really see the difference when I do it on a regular basis.
Yeah. Things start shifting.
Yeah.
I have a few more questions. How has your personal life changed or been impacted by the work?
It has also been impacted. And as I mentioned earlier, when I have conversations with my partner, and in the past we spiraled because we are both quite heated people, emotionally heated, we spiral up into a fight. And now, as I said, I observe myself better and I can see, now I'm going into this mode. Then I can stop it, and I can also see the change that it does to him because he doesn't spiral with me.
Yeah.
So we stay on a much more conversational level, and we get results. So that's nice. And also he was the first one who actually noticed the change with me after the program, because we were talking, so how's it going, and what has changed? And I said, like, in self-doubt, I don't know if I have changed. But he says, totally, you have changed. You're talking completely differently. You come across wiser, more grown up, as a grown up woman.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think that's very interesting because it's the same thing. It's really hard sometimes to see our own change. Like it's happening gradually and we're so caught up in our own thinking, so we don't really see it. But other people notice very much. And this is what we hear a lot, like people, colleagues, peers, partners, children, like people start noticing and then really like, what has shifted? You look more calm or wiser, grounded. Fabulous. What do you wish more people knew about what it's like to work with us? What do you wish more people knew about that?
I can only say it is so worth it. It is so worth it. And I haven't come across another program or any other coaching that helped me so much like these 12 weeks. And what do you need to know about it? It's a fantastic group of people. It's a very warm, open, kind environment, which I really enjoyed a lot. I felt safe like from day one. And you need to feel safe to open up and to learn.
Yeah.
So how do I put this into one sentence? Yeah, it's totally worth it. It's the best investment you can do for yourself.
Yeah. Wow, beautiful. We have the best women in our groups. I just want to say that. I mean, women like you, Susanne, and everyone else, as we know, it's this energy that you are projecting right here. I think for everyone watching can see, like, this is pure like kindness and generosity, and a group of women who are committed to their personal growth, and they step in with that energy and that willingness to be vulnerable and really get to the root cause finally, and to actually do the work. The commitment level is extremely high, and that's also why the transformation happens, and a testament to all of you. I mean, for us, it's such an honor having amazing women like you to come in and are so highly committed to your own growth. Let me see if anything else there that I would, I mean, you so beautifully shared your experience. Do you feel there's anything else, Susanne, that you feel is left unsaid or that you want to say before we finish off this conversation? Anything, maybe someone that is listening that might be on the fence, or what would you like to say to the women watching this?
I mean, I can only talk from my own thinking process. In the beginning, I thought it's a steep investment, and that's why I was on the fence, because you might have financial worries, but now that I did it, for me, this was again the best investment I've done in my life, and it's hard to say. This is, for me, it was an amazing group of people, amazing coaching, dedicated coaching. Also, we worked with the Slack group, and just having your questions responded to every day, and being led into deeper thinking, and the sharing aspect and the quick response times that you could deal with like daily challenges. I found that so useful. It's a combination of things. It's the content that you study, it's the coaching that you receive, and it's the sharing with other people, learning from each other. It's the combination, it's the package.
Yeah. I love that, because, and to your point, Susanne, I think this is what we have seen. The group experience that we provide creates exponential results. And we see that again and again and again. We learn so much from watching others being coached, from others asking questions like, oh, I didn't know I had that question too. Now someone asked that. So we're constantly creating a lot of insights around, that group experience and the exponential growth that happens by being in a group. It is in that way extremely impactful, and that's why we continue providing that and insisting on bringing women together. So not only to, of course, to support you. Hey, we are on a mission to have more women performing beautifully and being, having balance and joyful lives and being amazing leaders and all of that. But again, all together, if we can combine that wisdom and generate that as a group, that's even more amazing.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, let's finish off then here with those beautiful words, Susanne. I'm so grateful that you shared your story, that you shared your journey with the women watching. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you. I'm grateful forever. Thank you.
We love you. We absolutely are so grateful to have you.